Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Girl Dream Again, the podcast. Listen, I'm just gonna get right to it. Back in February, one of our most viewed podcasts so far has been when we've had the opportunity to talk to men on the subject of love and war. I promise you all that we come back for an episode 2, and so we're honoring our word. So tonight we have again Mr. Steve and Mr. Corinthian.
What's happening, everybody?
Thank you all for coming back. Oh, say it again. Okay. Thank you all for coming back. It is an absolute.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you all here. There was so much feedback from the first podcast, and since we put up the flyer yesterday, there have been so much engagement that for some reason, these women just can't wait to hear what you all have to say tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just jump right into it. Now, when we opened up the last time, Cricket,
Okay.
you just got right to it, right? It was a really good opener, and my God, it just kind of went left, right? One of the first things you said was, a man can still cheat and love you, right?
Right.
Okay. It's all right. It's Jesus. So, I'm gonna ask Steve tonight to open us up. You have any opening things that you like to say, or anything to get us started really saucy?
You know what? Since I'm the little brother, I always go to wisdom. So I ask the big brother, because wisdom is a little better than being immature. So how would you open it up tonight, bro?
I don't know, man.
Because, we have sometimes these one-on-one conversations about relationships, past relationships. Was it irritating? Was it aggravating? And what we like, what we don't like. What make us solid, what make us not solid. And I always kind of lean on your shoulder when it comes to certain conversations.
Oh boy. I don't know. I really didn't give it any thought on what would be a great opener tonight. So why don't you just lead out with one of your questions?
Okay. Lead out with the question.
Questions. We can start with that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to save the questions. I want to. Steve and I had about a 3 or 4 hour conversation yesterday, and we just talked about everything as we typically do. One of the things that he said while we were talking was, he said, a man will never tell you if he's fallen out of love with you, but he'll always show you. And he said, you'll start to know it because so many things will start to change about it. You don't hear from him as much. We don't text as much. We don't kind of thing. He where there was a gate one time to protect you from a lot of things, now, becomes kind of careless. But then this is what he said. He said, and then sometimes there will come an exhale when you kind of figure it out, because the average man, not you all, not personal, but the average man will then have a relief, and then you can kind of exit so that he doesn't have to.
And basically what she was saying is that the majority of men, because especially good-hearted brothers who are not cold-hearted, we can appreciate the relationship, but you know how sometimes, we talking about from our past days, especially when we was younger, how we would exit out of a relationship. We would let them break up with us first, versus us allowing ourselves to be the person, because we was always taught, if we let them break up, then it's at peace. But if we break up, we're gonna catch hell.
Oh yeah.
Wah, 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 wah. I call BS.
Bruh. Well, to piggyback on what he said.
What?
No, but seriously.
Let him finish.
The piggyback off of what he said is mostly men are self-sacrificing people.
Yes,
we are
sir.
self-sacrificing species. We will put ourselves in front of everything that can cause damage, and we'll put ourselves on the back end of the receiving things in a relationship or with a family. Most of the time, in most cases, you see men that sacrifice what their needs are for the children, for the wife, whatever the case may be, girlfriend. We are self-sacrificing. So we'll sacrifice our feelings. Where a woman would, in most cases, if she's not happy, she's going to show it. She's going to let you know it. She's going to act on it.
She gonna get slick.
Right. Men don't do that. We kind of like, we'll be miserable and go and spend 20 years in a man cave.
Sit in the car.
Miserable.
Sit in the car in the driveway.
In a man cave. Just
drive around the corner.
just,
Don't want to go in the
just-
house.
Yeah. We do things like that. Where a woman, most cases, she can have a beautiful home, have everything that she needs, some of the things that she wants, and still if she's not feeling it, she'll show out. And make everybody in the house unhappy, uncomfortable. The children, they going through hell, cause mama miserable. Husband going through it, cause mama miserable. But nobody never thinks how long dad's been miserable. Because he don't say nothing.
That's right. His strength always goes forward.
He sacrificed. And it's little moments that he'll risk it all just to make himself happy. Just little moments.
So,
Little moments.
Little things. Little
Just
things
like we were
settle
saying.
for. Little stuff.
just like we was talking about, a
I
man
know you
will
got some
hold
football.
his feelings.
I know she do.
Yeah.
I know. I look how she do.
And he's right, because a man will hold his feelings back so he won't break.
That's right.
He may not be in love, but he respects her and value how it could hurt her, until he will cause himself to go through something.
That's right.
So that if the relationship is over, she will be okay even when he's not okay.
So what do we say to the man that will be vocal and just say, you know what, I don't think this is working? Because it's happened to me. I'm just saying, I don't think it's working. You know, I think we're better off. We had what we had. It was good. You know, you're not, I don't think we're at a place where we can coexist anymore. So is it fair to say that some things are foundational and species related, but then some things are just character related?
Well, it depends on the nature of the relationship. You are just, in most cases, you know, just kicking it around with somebody or somebody you're dating. You never know their intentions anyway and their motives. So he's probably just looking for a way out anyway. He just came to get something. And once he's gotten it, well, let me tell you something, baby. It ain't you. It's me. It's me. And
Forgive him, Lord. He telling the
you know I ain't lying.
He telling the truth.
It's me.
Because he want to fall.
You great. You perfect.
Ain't nothing there.
Perfect. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong. You everything. I mean everything.
Just me. I'm not in that space.
Everything. Bedroom straight. Everything. Head to toe. You straight. I'm going through some changes right now, and I got to get to know who I. Nigga, please. You came looking for something, and you got it. Now you trying to find a way out without getting your windows busted.
And that is,
Wow.
and I'm just trying to get some clarity for the ladies that are watching. So you're saying if a man takes the approach to what seems to be transparent and honest, rather than allowing it to linger, there has to be some falsehood to what he's saying, or a game.
Not in every case,
Okay.
no. But
Okay.
in some cases, that's what it is. Not in every case. There's some guys that's actually genuine. But most cases, men that find something that they want, they hold on to it and they wrestle with it till they can't wrestle no more. If it's something that you really want, you will wrestle with that thing until you cannot wrestle with it anymore, until it just get away from you.
That's right.
A lot of times people leave us that we wanted to leave 10 years ago. And we will.
It's like a champagne. It's champagne party. You gone? Yes, Lord. Been waiting on you to go.
All right, and so let's talk about that. But is it? I hear what you all said about the nature of a man. He'll break himself before he'll break you. If he's a fairly decent man, okay. If he's a fairly decent man,
if he love his mother and the women of his life, he value how he hurt a woman. That's right. He values that.
And so, is it fair though for the man to contend with years and years and years and years of unhappiness? Because eventually all of that unhappiness leads to other things, right? Is that true or no?
It can.
Okay.
But it's
That's
a lot
fair.
of men
That's fair.
that's not going to do other things.
That's true. That's right. I absolutely agree.
It's guys that's actually for real about what they're in. You know, they're men of their word, they're men of integrity, and what, you know, they believe in vows, they believe in relationships. You know, I mean, it's just some dudes it's in them. They gonna do it anyway.
Right.
That's another.
That's absolutely right,
you know,
and we'll get there because
I know you want to talk about that, but.
The ladies want to know, and we go ask.
Don't blame Mr. Charlie.
But no, I'm glad you said something. And early in the race,
the best he can.
Betty Wright said it. We were just talking about what a woman said.
That's right.
I'm just glad that you said at the foundation that it is some, right? Like,
yeah, it's some.
Okay.
Nobody's the same across the board. We're not all crabs in a barrel. Everybody has their own opinions, their own choices, their own belief systems, their own values and morals.
So when I was talking about the healed black man as a guest.
I want to meet him. I want to meet this healed brother. I didn't know I was sick.
So the running joke is...
Oh, that's right.
I didn't know I was sick. But I mean, you know, hey, I want to meet this healed brother.
The running joke is from the last podcast. I said to them, the next time we do this, I'm going to make sure that I have a healed black man on the panel. Now, that was a joke. Okay, that was a joke. And so when they came in tonight, I was like, I forgot to invite the healed black man. I'll have him next time.
That's all right, Queen. You'll get him here, Black Queen.
No, that's right.
Black Queen.
Queen.
Mother Goddess Queen.
So let's keep going. That was a good question. Now I'll reverse it for just a minute, and then we'll go into just a few of the questions. Is there anything you all would like to ask from a male perspective to a woman?
I let Lil Bro ask this because I know he got something good.
Hey. Can I say something to you first?
What?
I know you saw my text. No. No.
Let that man
I've been going through something today anyhow. They ain't been a good day for me.
Been a miserable morning.
I want to say, why do women, when they fall out of love with a man, why do they remain to get the benefits instead of letting it go?
If a woman falls out of love with a man, why does she
remain around getting his benefits, but know she's not attached to him anymore?
The first instinct in me told me to say the same reason you do it, but that's not fair because you asked a direct question that requires but I will say,
okay,
I do think it's parallel and it's similar, right? I think once the relationship has somehow come to, first of all, let's talk about the benefits. What are we talking about? Are we, and because we're being honest and transparent, are we talking about gifts? Are we talking about money? Are we talking about sex? Are we talking about companionship? Are we talking about all of the above?
We're talking about you being phony.
Right.
A woman being phony, knowing she not loving him, playing with him sexually, still allowing him to be a man in her life, knowing she already secretly talking to somebody, knowing she's already giving somebody else her attention,
Walk with him.
knowing that this other guy is more.
Walk with him, Doc. You're talking.
Y'all, please forgive us. We are clowns together. We are family. But, you know, women have a way. Women.
Come on, you bring up that badass kid with you. When he gonna grab?
Walk with it. Reach around, Lord, and touch his kidney, Lord.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Lord, where we need to start from?
No, we are not editing. Do not.
Okay, let me finish. Sorry, y'all. I was just... Forgive us, y'all. Forgive us.
I'm so sorry. I told them.
It worse without these cameras pointed
Oh
on
my
us.
Lord!
Oh, my.
I told them it would be an uphill battle tonight. I knew it would,
But, I mean... let
and
me
I don't have any help.
I'm just saying, oh, Lord have mercy. That's kind of say, walk with him. You're talking about. We got it Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Mercy suits the case. Let me finish.
Oh, boy,
I'm trying to finish. What I'm trying to say is,
God, I need a drink.
that was just a pause moment. But let's go back to reality.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why that women they'll smile in your face and lie to you at the same time without even looking like they lying. They can scrape face you like they love you, but lying to you at the same time. Go through the emotions, love, go through the emotions, vacationing, go through the emotions, spending time. And some even have the audacity to even, they give their contributions to you as well as what they are doing to show you, you know, you still my baby. But at the end of the day, you got another baby. You just playing me alone.
I'll say I don't think it's any different from man to woman. Wait a minute, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. So when you can think about sometimes why you've been guilty of it in your past, then it is parallel. Well, I will say this though. Sometimes we're just comfortable with people, right? So that we're going. Because it looks like you were getting ready to.
I'm not going.
So sometimes the comfort level is there. If we have been involved in what one might consider a serious relationship for an extended amount of time, there's a certain comfort that I have with you, right? I might be used to going on trips with you. I might be used to doing certain things with you. And so there's a certain bond that we have that we can enjoy with each other. And it just, it just kind of, okay, I don't hate you, but the average woman, let me tell you this, because you asked a question about she's spending time with somebody else or there's somebody else, because at the end of the day, the average woman knows when it's not going anywhere with you. So she might go through the motions, and I might authentically like you. I might authentically love you. But you remember what we talked about yesterday, that pulling away at some point? I've seen the difference in you. I've seen. So most times we don't few as much as you think that we do, but we will internalize it here. We'll think about it, and then we'll start acting on it. He don't really see me like that. There's not really a future here. So mentally we'll start to withdraw and retreat. Now the whole moving on to somebody else and playing the two, or
getting under somebody else to get away from somebody else.
See that, that's to me a dangerous game. I think that then deals with the deceit in the heart and the character of the person.
So you saying to me, as much as women desire men to be straight up, we got a higher percentage that ain't straight up themselves.
One thing I can absolutely agree with, because I hear people stigmatize men all the time. I tell people all the time, men aren't really the problem. Women are.
Because women will play you like.
And let me tell you something.
All good and no.
Will take years of your life. Will rob you of everything that you have. Will work your hands to the bone. Will work your pockets to the bone, will work your body to the bone, and don't have a thing in them for you.
I believe some woman out there who might be listening, she probably need to tag in and say she different, or what makes her different.
Yeah.
Well, they are, but
they far and few though, Brian.
No. I would not go that far to say no.
Good women are not the same. We were talking about this the other day. And so can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. We was born, everybody on this panel was born in the 70s.
Yep.
They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have social media. When daddy went to work, he went to work. If he had something to do after that and all that there. This 2000 woman with these cell phones, if you don't text them back when they text you back, you don't care about them. You ignoring them. I just need you to show me that you with me. And I'm saying to myself, but if you in my heart, why I got to be in your ear?
So
technology have ruined relationships. That accessibility validates that we supposed to be together. When it's not accessibility, it's about knowing, I'm going to go to the Bible. He say inside the heart of a man is his treasures. If woman can't get his heart, she ain't gonna do nothing but get his flesh.
Right.
I can.
But can I go back?
But hold on, let me finish. I know you the host. Let me finish.
I just want you to know you're not on Sunday morning.
And Brock can agree with me on this. Do you know a man will play every game as long as he want to play it to get what he wants?
Right. Absolutely right.
He'll be on the phone when you want
Absolutely
him.
Right.
He'll be accessible when
Absolutely
you want him.
Right. That's right.
He'll give whatever he have in his pockets to show you that he with you, and he'll do everything that looks right. But he know two things: he ain't gonna marry you, and he ain't gonna ever be with you. But the brother who trying to make it in life, he ain't picking up the phone. Oh, who you with? Well, I know you saw my text. I need more attention from you when I need you to talk back to me. I know you. How you gonna look? You can't go all day long and don't talk to me.
Ooh, yeah. That's what
we're supposed to be together. You don't think about me throughout the day at all. Come on, you.
And normally that's the way in for somebody else who got time, who makes the time, because to her,
Jody ain't got no job.
Right. That seems like the guy that's really wants her, because he make the time to do the things that who she has doesn't. But it don't mean nothing. It's just
what Jody do.
Way in.
What Jody do, bro?
So
that's Jody. Jody ain't got no job.
He ain't got no pride.
All right.
He want to do the things.
So let me ask you this. So let me ask you this. With the thought.
Y'all listen to that song. Who sang that song? Chris?
Marvin Cease.
And what the song name is?
Candy Liquor.
Okay, go ahead. Next.
Let's go back.
8 days a week.
But I want to. Can I say something about what you had said earlier about the when he asked why women hang around like they do, and I I just think it's just something as simple as I don't want you, but I don't want nobody else to have you.
I think that goes both ways.
I don't want you, but I don't want nobody. You see
I think
something
that go
good.
both ways.
You see something.
Yeah, man. That goes both ways.
But there's more women that do it, I believe, because they'll keep a guy around knowing that they've been out of love with him for years, but they will not cut him loose because they know he can go on another team and take them to the Super Bowl. He's a Saquon Barkley. He'd be out here jumping over backwards.
I heard somebody say this.
And she know that.
Let me ask you this. I heard somebody say this, that men will always leave a door open when he's left one relationship. He'll never completely shut that door. Is that true?
No, true players don't shut doors.
You always leave like you got some sense.
A true
So you
player
come
don't
back.
shut a door. He always leave the door
You a
cracked.
smart man.
You can always, if you leave
You a
like you
smart
got some
man.
sense, you can come back.
You a smart
when you
man.
leave like a fool, the door closes. They always remember when you act like a butt.
Hence, it go, and I haven't forgot about that text. We getting back there. Hence, what we said from the beginning. The man will allow the woman to leave the relationship first before he exits, because if she leaves first and he doesn't act like a fool, I can always circle back. Is that what I hear?
No, that ain't what you hear. You hear that I'm not gonna cut the fool and act up because
I'm just not going to say, it's
what?
not what a man does. Okay.
when you get a certain age, you just don't. It don't matter how it hurts you. You always learn to leave like you got some sense if they'll let you.
I agree.
They'll let you.
Because the truth of the matter is, these days and time, it used to be a woman showing up, cutting up at your job and all that. These days and time, women go on social media. They blast you. They do other stuff.
We're living
that
in a
men
world of
wouldn't
exposure.
Think about expose you. They do things that a man would not even
Why are
think
y'all
about
so?
doing.
Why are men? I'm sorry. When I say y'all, I don't mean the two of you. I'm generalizing.
Oh, sure you do. Oh, sure you do.
Why do you all not consider what he just said? We're living in a world that's exposure driven. Yet, sometimes men will move like, okay, I don't care.
Ain't true.
That's a people thing, don't you think? Women.
No, I asked about men. I asked about men. I didn't say anything about women. I
It's
said,
because we believe a lie. Some people you don't know. It's like warfare. I'm not trying to be, but I am who I am. You don't know what warfare looks like until you go against it. Some people, you don't know what's in them until you don't want them. Because my brother's married. I'm not married. He's speaking from a past of understanding how it was dating before marriage. I'm speaking of a current situation of understanding years of dating, of, first of all, being a pastor, trying to date, trying to see what it looks like, trying to understand what this dating thing is all about. And what I learned in the process of it is we got a lot of women who are in this field of dating people. I'm an older gentleman now. So there are some things that I just don't want to deal with.
Right.
I'm settled. I'm just being honest with you. I'm settled in some ways. And by me being settled in some ways, I done learned a few things because, hell, I got a lot of children and I have baby mamas. So I've seen all type of situations, all type of personalities. But some will have, like we would say, they will have a spirit that is called laying dormant. And they will come into your life and they will act like all is good. I understand, but as soon as things don't go their way, their spirit launch an attack against something that we said that we wasn't gonna be.
That's right.
Go ahead, sister.
brother pastor,
Sister.
is this where the spirit of discernment should come in?
No.
Well, I tell you one thing. I will agree. The spirit of discernment should come in, but
Some people hide
when
it
you're a
real
single
good.
man and you're dating, you expect, and you should pray for everything. I'm not saying that prayer
That's right.
is not always essential.
That's right.
But if you're not in that relationship to where it should be to that magnitude of, okay, we're just getting to learn each other. We're getting to know each other. You know, some people will possess a person before they have a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not that we pray together, we don't do nothing, but some people just come in your life, and by spiritual warfare, they'll come in your life to tear down everything you're trying to build up. That's whether you're married or you're not married. You know, some people just can't be friendly with because they just got the spirit to tear down.
That's right.
And so, as I might get in trouble for what I'm saying, can I say it?
Say it.
Okay. You can't trust me. I'm just playing.
These ain't loyal.
You know, it's some people out there, boy, they good at what they do.
And sometimes you don't know it until you've gone too far.
It's too late.
You know, and my lifestyle.
Too late.
Sometimes you don't know it till you've gone too far.
I often say, you know, as me leading people, pastoring people,
Man, you can talk. You're a preacher for real. I'm just joking.
Having people that looks to me, having whoever the Lord gives to my life, they got to understand her life is just as important in the presence of people as my life.
Yeah.
I don't care how I don't have to be in church. I ain't got to do all that. That's what you say. Mm-hmm. But your lifestyle to who I'm leading is more important than my lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to look at you to see am I right? Mm-hmm. You know, if you ain't amen this Sunday, that means I amen.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
Pastor ain't all that. Mm-hmm. First lady, she look at Pastor First Lady. First lady ain't amen in them today.
You're right.
You know, so I
understand.
Yeah, they always, you know, and so what I'm learning is that, and we had this conversation. We had this conversation the other day, is that the picking is according to your position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't pick because you like. You have to make sure who that
your
is
lifestyle
can understand this is a shift. Can you be ready for this lifestyle?
Yes, sir. I
so,
understand.
You know, a lot of relationships, they come through manipulation until they see the weight of it.
Yeah.
And they don't value who you are, because a lot of people, they don't believe in God no more.
And I think, and we're going back, but I think, especially in your position, you know, I say it all the time. I think that sometimes people fight for a seat, but they don't know what it requires to sit there.
Weight up the seat.
Yeah, they don't know. They look at the glitz and the glamour of it and the notoriety, what they think, but they have absolutely no clue the weight and what it looks like behind the veil. And so your picking absolutely is so much different than the average man's would be. So to hear...
I mean, even, you know, we laugh about it all the time. It's irritating to, and it don't have to be a leader, but a man who have a lot going on, trying to do a lot. Mm-hmm. His ability to cater to your insecuritiness of a relationship can sometimes look as though he is not responding to when you crying for attention.
Okay, I just want to interject because I'm glad you segued into that, because it's going back to what you said, you know. So there is this cliche that women are just more emotional than men, right?
No cliche.
You think we are? Yeah, okay. I think that's cookie.
What you think, bro? But it's some emotional cats we done met in our lives. I ain't no crying brother, you know. I love you too. You know that I ain't that brother.
But okay. Here's where I'm going. So, do we call it an insecurity, or do we call it just somebody that want to feel connected? Now, I'm not talking about your casualness. That's okay. Just say okay.
I'm listening.
Okay, I'm talking about if a man has made it clear to a woman that we're exclusive, that we have set a plan, we've got a future, right? If I say to you, I like check-ins, I like to talk to my person throughout the day. At some point, I like to hear from you. At some point, I do want to know I'm on your mind. At some point, is it too much? If you are not a man, I don't like the phone, I ain't texting all day. Is it too much to compromise, to say it ain't really my thing, but my baby like it? Let me. If you've even got to start to force yourself to do it, is it
Can I do it
too
like
much?
old black church?
I
Can I
let you
put my
talk
finger-
10 minutes, Justine.
Okay, well, take your
I didn't
time.
interrupt. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say again, I was born 1976. Phones was not the way they
But we're
are
in
now.
2025.
I was raised by men who worked all day long. When they got home, them wives expected him to be at home at a certain time. When it was time for him to spend family time together, that was the expectation. This modern accessibility mentality that we live in now have made our women spoiled to the point that if we don't check in some hours, we not thinking about them.
Is it
Hold on,
bad
let me
to
finish.
spoil your woman?
No, but let me finish.
Okay.
I'm almost done.
Come
Sister,
on,
I love-
wrap it up.
Y'all, I ain't wrapping it up. I'm just trying to tell you that when you deal with an older cat, what type of mentality you dealing with. The phones is not our era. That's not our foundation when it comes to love. Our foundation when it comes to love is you understand I'm a man and I don't have to be up under you all the time, letting you hear my voice all the time. If we together, we ain't got nothing to worry about. No, I'm doing what I'm doing. No, you doing what you doing. And when I come home, we good.
And as soon as they get that kind of man that wants to check in, wants to call, wants to, oh Lord, it's so bugaboo here. What do you want? Jesus, let me breathe. Every 5 minutes you texting, blink, 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 blink. Every few minutes you calling me. Just a bugaboo. Well, what you want from me? If I do it too much, I'm aggravating you. If I don't do it enough, I'm insensitive. What do you want? What is it?
Let me go there first. Then
Go
I'm
ahead.
coming back here.
But you got to deal with what he said because that make the sense.
You're a pastor of a church. You were born and reared under your grandfather who was the pastor of a church. How much has the church progressed since you were a little boy until today?
The church has always belonged to the Lord.
No, sir, that's not what I
Hold on,
asked.
let me finish.
No,
You asked me a
that's not what I
question.
asked. I said
The
and
progression.
here's
the
what I mean.
Hold on, let me
No,
finish.
let me clarify so
Okay.
you can expound on what I'm saying. How much has technology progressed?
Oh.
How many apps do we have now to give? How many ways do we have now to reach out to people? Everything's automated, right? To serve this present age. How much has it changed from McCoy Missionary Baptist Church to Divine Power?
Okay, you want me to answer that
Yes,
for
sir.
real without getting offended? It's changed from spiritual to entertainment.
That's
where
not
it's changed.
the route I
let me
was going.
finish. The old church was a spiritual church. All of this modern stuff have moved the Spirit of God out.
Okay, you're
Hold on,
listening.
let me finish. You
Okay.
God knows you don't
No
need to talk.
form of fashion, nor show to this
here-
outside unfriendly world.
Technology have taken away our ability to trust God, even for who we
right.
with.
That's right.
That's what technology have done.
Yes, sir.
You know, you got women now that they don't need a PI no more. They get little tracking devices, put on your phone, put in your car, pop up spirits, find out where you at, why you over there so long. It's no longer to where nothing in this modern age to serve this present age, as he said, they will become wise in the world and weak in the God. No one is praying for who they got, that God would even bring their husband home safe. Why you ain't picked up the phone?
So my question is, Pastor, I know everything will turn spiritual, and that's good.
You know I'm gonna do it.
But in
Yes, sir, Doc.
context, my question is relational.
Relational, we have a higher divorce rate now than we did when we ever had. in the church.
Relational, if
I just said it.
I'm asking the
Now
question.
we have more single churches than we have family churches.
My question is, because
Why?
I'm going to keep going back to it.
But I just said it. We have more single churches. When you see the percentage of churches, over 60% of that congregation is single people. When we was raised,
Everybody was
How
married.
many families can we name?
Everybody was married.
Everybody, husband and wife, children, husband and wife, children, husband and wife, children. Now, mother, children, daddy by himself, mother, children. You know, we got a single church. That's why the church don't have no power no more, because everybody think it's a dating site.
I'm with you when you're right.
It ain't no longer. So from then until now, then it was families. Now it's about being single and who you can mingle with.
But my question was just the origin of, you didn't see me texting you. Not about.
What did you say, man?
I just want to loop us back to what it is we're talking about. I don't disagree. I'm with you 110%. I am. But that's not the origin of where we were.
Okay, go ahead.
The origin of where we were, and is it perhaps that we got a communication problem in a lot of relationships?
I want to see what you text me. Go ahead. Finish what you saying.
Who texts you?
You said go back to the text.
No, I'm talking.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
What the hell just happened? No, I said the question that you asked about the needy, insecure women. Right? So you're saying if I go all day and I don't talk to you, there should be some contentment in you that says, even though I haven't heard from him, it doesn't mean he's doing anything wrong. I hear from him when I hear from him. I talk to him when I talk to him. That's a level of
'Cause you know he
trust that I
coming
have. Okay, that's a level of trust that I have,
That
right?
ain't enough.
Okay, wait a second.
this
Let's now don't be fair.
presentation,
Let's be fair.
That
Wait
ain't
a minute.
enough.
Because do you
To
remember
know
that G
he's-
word that we used the last
To know
time?
he's coming home is not enough. Because
Can
your
I-
mind telling you he doing something else because he's not
The
communicating.
next time we're going to do a live podcast on this.
Listen,
the next time we will.
When you don't answer that phone, do you know how women get?
You better answer.
They gonna ring it till it go dead.
Sure will. And
See-
then it's gonna go from a regular call to a video call. It's gonna be three regular calls, and that fourth one or fifth one gonna be
now,
a video.
let me
call.
tell y'all this. Seriously.
See-
Some of that is a toxic nature in a woman.
That's insecurity.
No,
because
no.
the control that I should have is you supposed to respond.
No.
When I call
Listen-
you,
listen to
you
me.
love me. Look what you doing when you
listen-
can't pick up the phone.
Listen
what
to me.
is you doing where you can't talk right now? What's going on? Who you around?
You gonna
where you
listen?
don't want me to? You don't want them to know you got somebody.
This nigga think I'm stupid.
You're ready. You're ready to listen.
Man, I'm telling you, women
He
don't
think
pray
I'm
about
dumb.
who they with no more. They don't
think
trust
I'm
God
dumb.
for their relationship no more. They don't seek the face of God. They image driven. They socialize. They want everything to look like how they want it to be. And I don't, no disrespect to all of my sisters. Women want to control the relationship, and if it don't go, they say, I want to be submissive. But the reality is, you want to control it. They name the children that you have. They take possession. The man he don't got the right to the children anymore that they have together. Don't beat him. Don't watch how you talk to him. Leave her alone. They give man no more authority as a man anymore. And so what men do who know better, they say, okay, you want that? I'll let you see what it feels like to try to be like me. Since you want to be a man, be a man.
I think this has turned into a vent session.
Ain't nobody venting.
I think this has turned into a
Lord
vent
have
session.
mercy. Lord have mercy.
And it's no longer.
Ooh, boy, I bet they out there, they hot, boy, they mad now.
It's
boy.
the truth.
Them
They
comments
don't want the man to be. But am I lying though, bro? I'm asking the man. Am I lying?
No, you ain't lying.
What rights do we have anymore?
You preaching, man. That's why I ain't saying nothing. You preaching.
The house is all there.
That's right.
Get all them cars from around here. It's theirs. And let no more the man.
Yeah.
Everything is the woman.
That's right. That's right. Happy wife,
How
happy
y'all
life.
doing? What say it again, bro?
Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life. And you see
I
that?
know some of them sisters
You
gonna be
see
mad
a
with me.
miserable man when you come upon that.
He's sitting in the driveway. Don't even want to come in the
miserable.
house.
He miserable.
He's circling the block. He got the Lonnie Miller. He at the boat dock.
He miserable.
He at the nearest park. He hanging out with the boys all day long. Got a cool in the car full of liquor. Trying to get something to ease his mind.
Moments of happiness. Just small moments.
Because he ain't a man no more.
Because his life has been reduced
To what?
to moments of happiness. Because everything is about her.
You know, honestly, that's something to be said. Because I heard you all say on the last podcast, Chris was here, and he said, like, I don't even know what makes me happy anymore. Because he said he had become so engulfed with, the wife, the children, and every single thing outside of that. So I was teasing about the vent session. However, I think, ladies, if we dare to listen, hear what it is the men have to say. You might not agree with everything, but sounds like these men are extremely unhappy. Well, I won't say unhappy. Okay, that might be a bit.
We have experienced the
That might be a bit over the top to say unhappy, but I will say that maybe moments of happiness.
We've missed the order of a relationship. That's what we're saying. There's no longer man, woman, and children. Now, if the man is not catering to who go get her body done, who go get her teeth done, making her looking like she's getting ready, it's no longer about the man anymore. All the attention is given to the woman when the man needs more attention than the woman.
How does the average man handle stress?
That's on the individual basis.
Back in the day, we had magazines. Not as
That's based on that's from individual. It's, you have to ask different men because different men vent and they you know what I'm saying, they decompress different ways.
If you ask him, how do you handle stress? How do you handle stress, brother?
I like that. I might take a drink. I'll go somewhere and sing karaoke or something, once a week to try to decompress,
Mine is I just like to ride. I like to get in the car and I just ride. I don't talk to nobody. I don't want to be around nobody. I just like to breathe. And like you say, it's individual. But when a woman don't take the time to know her man, his relief time, he's spending time with another woman. And this brother just really trying to breathe because if he sit in this house, he gonna tear up something.
It's gonna be some furniture moving.
He gonna, cause he can't take it. He gonna punch them walls and something in the gill because he tired and you not understanding. And he trying to hold all this and bottle this all in, and you shaking this Coca-Cola bottle all the time. He like, do not turn this cap because if you do, you finna get a splash. And that's where I think a lot of sisters, and I just want to be honest with my sisters who are in serious relationships, is that I hear what you say. I give him attention. I cater to his needs. I spoil him. He's my man. That's not relieving him. Sexually, that's not relieving him. You know what relieving him is? Allowing him to have space and don't disturb it. Without him feeling guilty that he can go and get his mind somewhere.
Well, a lot of them not going to like that if they're not included in that space.
And that's the problem.
That if I'm not, if they're not in that space.
Who are some of these women that's hearing this and that?
But we tell them the truth, though.
They are. I mean, I'm not saying that you are not, but let's talk about this space. Let's talk about, because you all say, every time I'm somewhere, I'm not doing something wrong, right? If I'm not available, if I'm out of place, okay? But what about times when you were out of place and you were wrong?
Okay.
Wait a second. That's just something about you that don't wait your turn. What's happened when the trust has been damaged, and then the space comes up again? We don't have a clue then why there might be a little bit of distrust. Are we that oblivious?
Well, that's understandable, but in the average relationship that I would say that has went a decent length of time, there's transgressions on both ends.
You finna go where I was going.
You looked at me like.
So I mean, to just put that in the lap of men and saying that men are the only ones.
Back.
No.
See, the problem with
That's
women.
not healthy.
Hold on.
I'm not bouncing anything back.
Hold on. The problem with women, y'all cheat when the children in school. Y'all think we cheat at night.
Right.
See, y'all are cheat going to the grocery store, going to wash clothes, going to shop. That's y'all cheating time. Y'all cheat normal times. Y'all think we have to cheat after hours.
Best friend
What
let
did you
you
say?
get
Y'all
the keys to a house.
Y'all believe a lie. You just
No, we don't believe a lie, but I'm talking about the nature of when you've done something.
Right.
And when you come home, you got a headache that night.
Yep.
You don't feel like being bothered.
So then why won't you all learn to be a little more crafty?
It ain't about crafty.
It ain't
What
about
about
dishonest.
No. That's just a
No,
question.
no, it ain't about
So if you say
dishonest.
absolutely right.
Okay,
but
then.
if you say, I'm talking about, I'm piggybacking off what you say. You say that a woman will say she's going to work, but she'll take that time to go and meet up with a man.
When the kids in school, that's when she cheat.
Okay, well,
She cheat when there's kids in school. She's cheating.
Get dressed like she going to work, knowing she took them vacation days off for that day.
Okay. Talk, man.
Took them sick days off. Put scrubs on everything. Badge. Same regular routine.
Oh,
you don't know.
so
Go
man.
right out the door.
Like everything.
Like everything normal.
Got a little bag in the car.
Everything you need.
so
Go
my,
to your friend. Go to
products.
your friend house and put your real clothes on. Where you go.
And leave your car
and him
at your
finna go
friend
to
house and take your friend
no.
house and go off.
Yep. You and him finna go to Orlando.
so my question is
This
again,
St. Augustine holding hands.
Hey, come, no. Woo, woo. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
St. Mary's, Callahan, and you're lazy.
Going to eat some shrimps and crabs.
so my question
Run
is,
down to Brunswick. I'm gonna take you down to Brunswick. Get a nice little place down there.
That's what
I
he
ran
said.
into
We're going to
people down
Moffat
Brunswick.
D's. Moffat
Go
D's.
down there to Brunswick. Get up into Savannah. I'll take you down to Savannah. We go down there and just
Love on your little
love on you a little bit. We walk around, hold hands and everything, whatnot. Show
Hey,
you
look,
what it
ice
feel
cream.
like be with a real man. You know.
Let's say, what you like?
here's a
hard
question
ice
that
cream or
came in our inbox.
But she get to the question that she is too hot. It's too hot for her. Talking about bouncing it back.
My question was, so why don't you learn to be more tact? Not you. Why won't men then, or people, learn to be more tactful and not so careless?
Can I say something right there, brother?
Well, and let me say this. No,
Please,
can I
let
say
him
this?
talk. I
Just
want
a
him to
second.
talk about this one.
Let me say this just a second, because one thing I did agree with what he said. Dishonesty is dishonesty. Anything that has caused distrust, like that can destroy the nature of a good relationship. I agree. So I am not saying find a way to be more crafty. It's just why won't they find a way to be more crafty then? Because if I'm home by the time I'm supposed to be home, why you out all night?
Okay, can I say something? I want to say something.
Sir?
I was raised, you was raised,
Make it quick, preacher.
Corinthian was raised with women and not ladies. See, a lady gonna do things like a lady. A woman gonna hold a standard where she ain't gonna do certain things. When you're not used to seeing that behavior out of a woman, that's why it break a man who have a foundation of women who've been in his life. It break his heart different, because when he's not used to seeing a lady and he's used to just seeing women, it changes everything, because it's like, I ain't never seen a woman who's slick until I got with a slick lady. I'm used to women who say, I sleep alone before another man sleep in this bed. If he out there, I'm holding my vows to God. God gonna handle him. But I ain't finna let another man, and I ain't finna
Right.
sleep with another man, because
Right.
I got a husband.
Right.
But these ladies,
This was a question.
these ladies, they do everything like a lady. They cheat like a lady. They have a boyfriend like a lady. They do everything like a lady does. But a woman, certain things she gonna do and certain things she not gonna do. And when you talking about her being more crafty, or I'm not used to seeing women in my life being manipulative, slick, and say one thing and have a boyfriend on the side. I've never seen my grandma with a boyfriend. Even when my grandfather was dead
Yeah.
and gone, he died in 86. Grandma didn't die in 2000 and what, 7? 6.
Yeah.
Grandma didn't have a boyfriend from 86 to 2006. Didn't have a boyfriend. They didn't even entertain a man. So when I connect with a woman, and I think when I see her, because every man is looking for his foundation. I don't care what they say. Every man is looking for a woman like the women that he saw.
He want bits and pieces.
Well,
of
every
her
woman
in
ain't
her.
looking for her daddy.
And forgive me for anybody laying down, going on with the Lord. We've watched unfaithful men to some of these women in our lives. But that woman maintained a woman at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That she didn't go out and bring
retaliate,
vengeance.
right.
That I'm gonna do just what you doing, and I'll show you what I can do. So when you got men, I'm not used to seeing unfaithful women. I'm used to seeing women who know how to pray and let God get you sick or something like that and change you. I'm not used to seeing women say, "Oh, okay, he out there. I got Johnny coming by here." I'm not used to seeing that, so it hurts different when that's not what you expected. Am I right or wrong, bro?
You right.
Okay.
Here was a
absolutely
question.
right.
Here was a question in the inbox. Why is it permissible? Thank you. You got a spirit of discernment, because you keep leading me right to where I need to be.
I hope I do.
Why is it permissible? Why is it permissible for men but not women to cheat? That's the first question. Then the same question says, why does a man walk away after he's found out his woman cheats when he's been guilty of it himself?
You want me to answer that?
You can.
Don't tell me men are territorial. I don't want to hear that again.
Let him talk, and then you can go from there.
Well, every man don't leave, man.
That's true.
There's a lot of men can take it across the chin just as much as they can take it and can dish it out. I mean, every man doesn't leave. There's a lot of men that stay through some ungodly things. There's some tough guys out here that really love that woman that they're with, and they love what they have built together, and they can take some stuff. And you'd be surprised of why a lot of men out here in the streets, they're not the ones that shot the first shot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of guys, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't play ping pong, and if you should leave." And the solution to everything is not always leaving.
That's true. That's very true.
Some things you need to stay and stick it out. And unfortunately, you bring people in some cases, that you shouldn't, to fix it, and it makes it worse. But a lot of men, they don't leave. A lot of guys take it. They stay.
So for the men, though,
That do leave.
right.
A lot of guys can't take it. They can't. They are territorial. They don't want it. It's like, you walk up and they got a sandwich there and you put your hands on it like that. They don't want it no more.
Right.
But to me, I mean, it wasn't new when I got it. So, I mean,
Boy, you crazy.
hell, it was.
Buy your pay.
It was at Gateway Auto Sales when I bought it. So I mean, and I ain't talking about my situation personally, but I'm just saying,
It was used.
I mean, it's to each his own.
I understand.
It's a lot of women don't leave when they catch their dude, and it's a lot of them that do. Why do y'all do it? Why y'all leave when y'all know y'all done the most? Why you bust windows, flatten tires, when you know you done been showing out? Why you do?
Showing out.
Yeah, you out there doing the most. You got a boyfriend. Why you busting windows? Why you at his job showing out? Why you cutting up clothes and bleaching them? Why? I've seen them do it. Firsthand. Why you?
I think women can be as territorial as men can be.
Or is it just, it ain't supposed to happen to me?
No, I think
Is that the attitude that most people, men and women, have? It's not supposed to happen to me.
No, now personally, I don't believe that way. I absolutely do not believe that way. I don't think I'm above any other person, because I think anything that another person inflicts on somebody else, most time it doesn't have to do with the other person. I think the other person can become collateral damage.
Right.
Right. So I think that's a very selfish way to look at something, like, why me, or what did I do to deserve it? And maybe sometimes people have had those questions, like, and have had to take a step back and to look and say, how did I play a role into what happened? I think you should always do that. Especially in a relationship unto marriage or marriage, something starts to falter. You got to look at yourself at some point. Like Polk and I were talking the other day, and he said that one of his prayers was, Lord, show me me. If things are me that's prohibiting me from getting to where I need to be able to see me, right? So if it's a decline somewhere, then I got to be able to know how I might have played a part in that. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Right.
Right? Go ahead, Steve.
Can I talk about the church right now?
And I know what he's about to say. And before he say that, I'm going to say this. Very short. Anybody that's been in a long marriage or a long relationship, it's a lot of forgiving.
Yes, sir.
That has taken place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, sir.
the key to any relationship
Yes, sir.
lasting.
Yes, sir.
You got to be able to forgive.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I'm done.
Yes, sir.
You got it, Ram.
Yes, sir.
He pretty much talked on what I was going to talk about. Is the problem with a lot of people is they ain't prayed for each other. And when you learn whatever is divine won't ever be divided. That it's kind of like what Romans, the 8th chapter, say, what shall separate us from the love of God? And then you learn that God is love, and you learn the forgiving power of God, that who I'm with, this is who God blessed me with. You know, Grandmama said something to me that was very powerful, because she called me Pope. She said, Pope, she said, love will run you crazy. She said, but I understood your granddad and your granddad understood me. She said, when you get down, that's who you need. Somebody gonna love you for you. That ain't gonna walk away from you at your baddest points, when you offend them, when you hurt them. If you get sick, they gonna see about you, they gonna change you. She said, y'all around here wanna fall in love, but you don't really know the responsibility of loving somebody. And I think about that even now when I'm, at my single state of asking God to bless me with somebody who I can be responsible for. Is that it's not about me understanding responsibility, it's about will they understand the responsibility of me as well. And a lot of relationships are not built on prayer no more, because that's why the divorce rate is so high. It's because ain't nobody trusting God for nobody. It's when you offend me, that's going on down there, and they let these here folks separate us. It ain't gonna work. I mean, I'll cute you, you gonna be not cute me. But when we was raised, and I always go back to how we was raised, because foundations is everybody's relationship. When we was raised, our grandparents was pastors and first ladies, and I'm gonna wrap it up, because I know you're looking at your little clock. I'm gonna wrap it up. Our grandparents was pastors and first. It wasn't perfect.
No.
But what they fought for was perfect. And that was the unity of their family, and that they would always stay together according to the vows that they made to God concerning each other, through sickness, through health, through good, through bad. They say they pledged their troth with each other, and they held on to their vows.
Can I ask something?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue.
I absolutely agree. Y'all ain't said nothing wrong. Absolutely agree. But I hear you say that we don't trust God for the right relationships, for the right people. We don't pray for the right relationships. We don't pray for the right. Why don't we pray to be disciplined enough to love the person right? Why don't we pray to be disciplined enough or consistent enough to be the person that we need to be? Because we can pray about a lot of things. It's almost like I'm a Christian, but I'm unhealthy, right? Wait just a second. I'm gonna let you come back. I'm a Christian. I love God with all my heart, right? But I won't discipline myself enough to eat like I need to get off these blood pressure medicines or this insulin. So how we compartmentalize God to trust Him here, but not give us the wisdom to maintain it in a way that He requires that we do.
I'll say this like the old preacher says. When you start out, you believe that He's God. When you walk with Him, you know that He's God. The difference is, with relationships, we don't know who God give us. We don't believe that God, well, let me say it in a better way. Help me, Steve. Here we go. As my mom would
Come
say.
on, Steve.
Come on, Wilson.
Wrap it up, Steve.
Come on, Wilson.
Come on, Wilson.
We're living in a dispensation and a timing that relationships compete with so much until it's not authentic and original. And what make it not authentic and original is that we deal with relationships in this timing to where when you meet someone, the the entertaining of them is no longer simple. You got to have some type of wow factor to you for them to be intrigued with you and then want to marry you or be with you. And I'm not going to even verbalize, but we've seen women in our lives take a man from nothing and make him something. Take him out of nowhere and put him in somewhere. Because they trusted God for who he was with. But the dispensation of time now is that prayer becomes second with who we with, and flesh becomes first because of do it look right or do it feel right.
But my question was, because you a preacher for real. You will talk, and you exegete the scripture, Reverend, but my question was, because you said we don't trust God for the person that
we don't believe him no more.
Oh, okay. But my question is, let's say we do trust him, right? As a single woman, let's say I do trust him, okay? That the road will be smooth, but why won't I pray that when he comes for the right discipline, I can get him, but the discipline to keep him.
And I get what you're saying, and I'm gonna say this because I ain't gonna let my brother answer this, and he'll answer this, and it's ended.
And then we'll wrap up.
We'll wrap up. I believe, this is just me personally, when it's for you, everything you want becomes natural to the attention of who you're supposed to be for that person. You change who you are. You desire to be with that person. You start giving them your attention, your time, everything, and it comes natural. A lot of times we start liking a person to that degree in a single realm, but we start seeing stuff that gives us flags. That change even our attention and our discipline towards saying, is this really mine? Or we'll start second guessing people in relationships because we will like them. We will give them that attention. But when we see stuff we can't live with or stuff we're not going to deal with, we start losing interest in them. And when we start losing interest in them, we'll go along just a day or two longer, and then we'll fade away from that relationship, because I believe love is natural. You don't have to force it.
But won't there be something in every relationship that's a flag? Won't there be something in every relationship that I just don't really want to deal with? I heard Cricket say that long-term relationships and marriages require a lot of forgiveness, requires a lot of putting up with, require a lot of compromise.
It's in there.
I think
but
if
it
you
go
ever
back
been
to what
with,
I said
that's
in
there.
The beginning, it's not so much what you'll deal with, is what you know not going to be healthy for you. And
I agree.
And when you see what's not healthy for you in a relationship, it changes the dynamics of the relationship.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
I know personally, I don't care how much you love a person, if that's a generational curse in a person and they don't want to be delivered from that, it's going to run you crazy trying to change that personality. And that personality that they have, it'll cause you to the point to where you start looking at them different. You know, it's like waking up, they was beautiful at first, you're like, you just as ugly as you can be laying here asleep.
You ain't lying.
I'm just teasing, but some of y'all sisters say that he was cute in the beginning, but when you start just liking, look at them ears. I can't stand them ears. I ain't no paying no attention. A big old nose. That nose look like it say good morning. You know. But
no, I agree.
I'm just saying, you know, Percy Slade said it a whole lot better than I said it all the time. He said, loving eyes can never see wrong. And when you authentically love a person, and that person is who have taken your attention, and you know, we said this the other day, when a person really is into a person, he ain't got to let go, or she ain't got to let go what she was dealing with before she met them. Love gonna take the time away from them because you want to spend time over here.
Right. Very true.
But when you see what you don't like over here, you start rationing out time again. Now you in the time slot.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of people fail to realize, is that when a person really wants you, they'll give you that time. You ain't got to clean the stall. They'll clean it because they ain't got time for nobody else but you.
Right.
What you say about it? Then we'll wrap up.
Pretty much, I agree with everything he said. I really don't have nothing to piggyback off of that.
So let me ask you this. I know we talked about cheating. We talked about prayer. Lord have mercy. We talked about so many things from episode 1 to episode 2. And I think it's just a never-ending conversation, right? I don't think we'll ever be able to get to the gist of it. I think marriage and relationship is just two people for a lifetime that's just trying to figure it out. It works sometime, it don't. You find something to hold on to. How do you get it right after it's been wrong so long? That was the last question.
When you say how do you get it right after it's been wrong, what do you mean? Just exactly that?
Yeah.
I mean,
let's just say, let's just hypothetically say a man in your position or a long-term relationship. We weathered so much. Trust is gone. Everything is broken. How do you restore what's gone?
I think a lot of times when you see change in them, you can reset the clock, and they see change in you, they can reset. Like I said, it's a lot of forgiving. It's a lot of forgiving. It's a lot of giving you chance after chance after chance. Yeah. If you can continue to love, you can trust.
What does it take to be able to trust again?
God.
That's it.
God, and what else? Is there an accountability to the person? No?
When you can see the Lord in that person.
Oh, man.
When you can actually see God. So
there's no change in you that I have to see, a consistent behavior change? I just need to...
I can make you think you see what you want to see.
No. I'm not talking about manipulation.
But
I'm not talking about manipulation.
Listen.
But I'm not talking about manipulation. I get you're telling the truth. I know that. I'm saying I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm talking about a consistent change in you, not a change to win her back, not an authentic change is what I'm saying. You don't think you got to authentically change?
But you can authentically change today, and it don't mean that you intend on. You can go right out there and slip and fall.
That's right.
Have another accident.
That's right.
I mean, does that make me a bad person? Or does that mean that my change was not significant or authentic? No. You have to be able to forgive. That's why you've got to.
So
be able
Mitchell
to
had
forgive.
something on the last episode podcast that we had, and I'm sorry I'm by myself because I don't want to seem like I'm combative and I'm going against everything y'all saying. I just think it's different perspective. She said, because you said something, Cricket, about a man will always find his way back, but a woman will lose her way back or something. You said something to that effect, right? She said a question, how many times though does you have to lose your way back? And so we talk about...
Well, how many times you have to find your way back?
Yeah. So when you talk about, I might have a desire to today, but then next week the desire is gone and I might fall and bust my head again. I guess the question is then, how many times you got to bust your head?
As many times as you can forgive me to do it.
Oh.
What is it?
But it
when
goes
Christ,
7 times.
when they ask,
it go by,
Christ, the man asked, that's what for the same sins. How many times should you forgive your brother?
But I'm gonna go back to what I just said, and I know you wrapping it up, and you both
just come on, preacher, please.
Because first of all, the highest esteem of a relationship to our faith is marriage. Marriage is God's ideal. That's why marriage can never be between anything that is unnatural, because it's God's idea, the holy matrimony. And holy matrimony is God's example of Christ and the church. An unfaithful church married to a faithful man that forgives them no matter what happens, because they are covered under his blood, but yet they have his spirit. And his spirit renews them day by day. Let me say what I'm saying in a nutshell. Any relationship in marriage fail to deal with the foundation of marriage, they're going to always fail, because marriage is God's idea. And if it don't go according to God's way of how he say marriage should be operated, it's going to always be a problem, because the order of marriage is God, man, woman, children. Anything outside of that order is going to be out of order. And so even in the Word of God, it teaches the responsibility of a man to a wife, and it teaches the responsibility of a wife to a husband, and it teaches responsibility of parents to children, and it teaches responsibility of children to parents. So we can't say we don't know what the platform is or what it's supposed to be, because we have it inscripted in the Holy Writings. The problem is when we fail to obey it, because our flesh desires for our relationship to be geared upon what our mentality say. And so we step into philosophy.
That's
and
real
we
good.
start echoing the word of God instead of letting it be sound.
That's real
and
good.
what it is, because it is what it is.
I'm with you when you're right.
I don't care what we say, it is
I'm
what
with
it
you
is.
when you're right.
And so anything outside of that, it can be a problem. And the 21st century family, I'm not going to say woman, because it's not by herself alone. The 21st century family is not in order with what God says marriage is supposed to be about. And so that's why people come together socially and they leave socially. They don't come together for holy matrimony. They come together because we look good, sex good. They're going to be hating on us. Whatever reason.
He got money.
Yeah, he got money. But they don't come together because I prayed about that man and that man prayed about me. And God say, that's mine. For what God joined together, let no man put asunder.
So let me ask
close.
you all
I'm done. My gummy bears.
Well, thank you all.
I'm hurt.
Let me say thank you both for joining the podcast again. I think it was some really good dialogue. I'll say again, I don't think anybody's wrong. I don't think everybody's right. I don't think everybody's wrong. I think we just got to have a better understanding. But I will ask before we go, if in short, if you all would give our listening, our topic was love and war, right? It is how marriage relationship, it is just how we can put the gloves on, right? What do you say to our listening audience who's looked for some answers and some clarity tonight? And we could even get to all the questions, because some of the questions were really so weighted. And so I really apologize if we didn't get to your questions. We'll follow up at some point. But if I had to ask the both of you to give some closing remarks to our listening audience, because they're both men and women. Maybe there's a single man that desires, to be married. Maybe there's a married couple that's struggling and just don't know how to get it right. Maybe there are two people that are in love, and it's just like, what do you say about the foundation of love? How do we come together? Give the women some advice mainly. Steve, I'll start with you, and keep it short, preacher.
I'm going to keep it as short as I possibly can. First of all, congratulations on your desire for the highest relationship that is known to mankind, which is a man and a woman coming into a holy matrimony. I congratulate you for even the thought of it. Second, I just want to tell you that if it's not built upon a faith, I'm a believer. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he was born through a virgin. I believe he died on Friday and was resurrected 3 days later. So my faith tells me about who Christ is. So I believe in the order of God and how God intended for a man and a woman to operate, that the man is the head and the woman, she is the helpmate, not a soulmate. She's the helpmate of a man, and that she is there to fulfill the vision of a man. And lastly, I believe that if you love your wife as Christ have loved the church, who have given himself, I believe that God will answer everything, because he did say, a man that findeth a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God.
That's right.
And I believe that God will grant your life a favor like never before once you're connected to the right thing. So here's what I say to you, brother or sister. Take the time, take the moment. Don't allow flesh to cause you to make a decision that you're going to regret later. Fast and pray, talk to God, and make sure this is a God thing and not a flesh thing.
That's right.
I like it. Cricket.
Well, if you are looking for marriage and love, that's a good thing, and that's a great thing. Men, just remember, that when you find a wife, as he said, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing and he obtains favor from God. Always remember that, because your wife is the manifestation of God in the flesh. So that's God's favor in flesh for you when you have a wife. So just understand and know that. And both man and woman, always remember, submit yourselves one to another.
Wow.
Men, we have to learn that. It's not just her submitting herself to us, but we have to submit ourselves to her as well, because the two become one.
Wow.
And it ain't always easy. Sometimes when you get a kidney from somebody, it might not work. Your body may reject it. But if it's your match, the body won't attack it, and you all be able to come together as one unit. Submit yourselves one to another.
Beautiful. Shawan.
Submit yourselves one to another. Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
I am grateful. Thank you so much. Such eye-opening dialogue tonight. I'll say again, we may not always agree. We might not agree with everybody's perspective and opinion. But I think, and Steve said something earlier, I think if we just take a moment to try to understand, you have to really agree. I don't have to really agree. You don't have to really agree. But if it's important, take a moment to at least try to understand. Work through it, right? And so my parting word to you tonight is just be happy. Right? Figure out what happiness is. Get back to a good, happy place. Not only don't have a whole lot to do with the whole marriage and love and relationship stuff. They gave y'all the biblical stuff. But my thing to you tonight is just, if I'm happy, everybody's happy. If you're happy, we're happy. Do you know what happiness really means? All right. We might say joy in church. They say happiness is temporary, right? But if we are joyful, we could coexist. I believe if we're friends first, if we're best friends, I believe, like Steve said, outside of the foundation of Christ, that should be first. But then there's another foundation right above that foundation, if you ask me, and that's the foundation of just a friendship, a best friend. Because I heard you say something, and I promise I'm wrapping up. You said when a man finds everything he needs in one woman, like
That's his chick.
That's his chick. You know what I mean? You could coexist everywhere, right? So just find your way back to happiness. I'll say that. I'll say that. Find your way back to happiness.
In prayer.
Pastor said in prayer. Listen, thank you all again for joining. The next time we do it, we'll do it with the live audience. We'll do it in the summertime.
I don't want no wearing angry with no man.
Because was because the night y'all tried to eat me alive.
With her neck
know.
raised and her nose big. No, I'm just playing.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Oh, Pastor Steve Wilson, Divine Power Christian Church. Mr. Corinthian Brown, Cricket Brown, soul artist. What label are you under?
Minds.
What's the name of your label?
Minds.
All right, everybody. So
Independent artist.
y'all got me out of whack tonight. Thank y'all again. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.